Uh, yeah, it was tough. Going on the road, I don't think we played all that bad. I just think it was just finishing our chance. And that would have changed the game probably, but yeah, it's tough.
Quick turnaround now for you guys. Obviously, a busy couple weeks ahead. What lessons do you take out of this game? Obviously, going into the Canadian Championship League.
I think just watch video and see what we could have done better tonight. I think it's just fine tuning the little things, and then like I said up top, just finishing our chances and see what happens on Wednesday.
Chippy match. I think there was something like 30 fouls between the two sides. Did it feel like a rivalry match out there?
I mean, yeah, that's how they are. They try and make it chippy with tackles and talking and stuff like that, but that's just how they are, I guess.
Any other questions for Tristan in the room? Anything on Zoom, Nate?
Yeah, Anthony, go ahead.
Hey Tristan, just the collision there in front of the goal. Can you just maybe take us through what happened there?
The one with Di Rosario?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I just came out to clear the ball, and I don't know if he saw me or not, but he just took me out. But yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, and just again to go back to we're still kind of early in the season, but that had almost kind of a playoff type feel to it. The intensity is definitely ramped up. I mean, that's just a result of who you're playing.
Yeah, I think we've played each other so many times, and I guess you can kind of say that rivalry is there, the battle for Ontario, GTA, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's a little bit of that.
Yeah, it was an interesting match all around. I think we've been off for a couple of weeks now. We started off great right at the beginning of the game. We've scored a goal. I think if we've seen it in a replay, which I have, it's a goal. That changes games right off the bat, and yeah, it's unfortunate that those things occur in games like that because I think that changes the way things are played and go, and we need to see that being a little bit better. Other than that, I think we've done a lot of good things in the match. We weren't under danger for most spells of the match. We controlled the match. We created a lot of good scenarios. We just couldn't get that last punch into the back of the net in that final third of the field. As the game went on, York sat a little bit deeper, and then they've had one or two chances in the second half, and they've made good on one. And then the game kind of changes, needs to open up in that last 15 minutes and starts becoming a little bit more entertaining with counterattacks happening on both sides of the field. We've played good football and we haven't come up with a result. Sometimes that's how it goes. But things that happened, like what happened in the first few minutes of the game, that needs to be taken care of.
Yeah, you mentioned that moment, and that was kind of something that seemed to play into your entire strategy in the game. Very direct approach to you guys, especially in the first half. Was that by design that you were looking to really get all those players, particularly Kyle, playing further forward?
Yeah, well, we wanted to be a little bit quicker. We knew that for them, it's an exciting match for them. They're going to get on the ball a little bit to begin with. There wasn't a problem with that because it creates a lot of spaces in behind. In that first 15 minutes. I think, after that first 15-minute period, or in the first 15 minutes, we did some good stuff in hitting them in the spaces. But after that, I think we got into more of a rhythm and controlled the game in the way we wanted to do. So the guys, executed tactically what we were looking for. We just didn't get the goal. It's the hardest thing to get in football, and that's why when you get some of them in the game, they need to be whistled properly and go to midfield.
Any other questions in the room for Bobby? Robin.
I guess after last season where you were playing twice a week, almost minimum, what is it like this year as an advantage of just once a week and getting to think about it? Not assuming that a game gets canceled like Winnipeg, but just having more time to.
It's good. Sometimes you don't want too much time to overthink things. But the most important thing at the beginning of the year is rhythm. Teams need rhythm. Our rhythm kind of got cut off last week. But again, I was happy with a lot of parts of the football. I thought we could have been better in moments and in phases with the ball and just be sharper with our final moments in the final third. But okay, we'll take rest, and I'll answer that question at the end of the year. Which one is better?
All right. Any other questions in the room for Bobby before we go to Zoom? Nate, any questions on the Zoom portion?
Yeah, Anthony, go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, Coach. Sorry. Yeah, just talking to Tristan about it being kind of it was a physical game. It almost had kind of a playoff feel to it. Did you kind of feel that intensity at field level?
Yeah, I think maybe were some hard tackles, but I think it's a normal game. I think this is the games you want to see. I think they worked very hard. They being York in this game, and they had to for a lot of the ball that we had and the movement. They had to make sure that they were shifting. But again, when we did it right, I thought we got out into situations, especially in the first half with Abu Sissoko on the right side. It was very easy for us to get out there and to initiate our attacks, and it became a little bit more balanced than how we did things in the second half from there. But yeah, for them, it was a game that they had to work very hard in York, and credit to them. They've done it, and they've taken their chance in the game, and they've gotten 3 points.
All right. Any just the way this game went, was there any consideration to being a short week and how you wanted to use the players?
No, you always plan for today. You don't plan for tomorrow because we don't know what's happening tomorrow, who gets injured in this game, and what happens. I've played a lot of games in the past with short rest. Rhythm is what we need. So we need to get going. There's a few guys maybe we considered in Ashton coming back from injury and just seeing how the game was going, whether it's a good game to get him in, knowing that we've got another 3 games coming up quick in succession. So you think of things like that, but on who you start and who you're getting the minutes, this is only good for everybody going forward.
Yeah, it was just a great game. A wounded deer leaps the highest, I'm going to say. We knew that Roger was out. I think he's been such a consistent leader in the back for us, and just had a little injury this week. So, yeah, and we found out on Wednesday. So Dom and I, we've been in a partnership for last year, but we just had to basically grind and get it done. If you could see our lineup as well today, we have a couple injuries. And yeah, we just knew it was going to have to be a dogfight. So I'm proud of the boys for stepping up and taking the challenge. And I think last year that would be a game that we tied. But today we rolled up our sleeves and we got the W. So proud of the boys for that.
Yeah, speaking of rolling up your sleeves, a couple of great ball rolls there from Gutierrez. Your thoughts on that unbelievable goal to,
Yeah, the Colombian Spanish hips came out for sure. He faked him and he faked me, and I was at the half line. I thought he was gonna shoot and he didn't, and he rolled it in. I've seen him do it that many times in training. It's just nice to see it come to fruition in a game. And yeah, I think that was just a product of our overall performance. I think we wanted a bit more than them, and yeah, we were able to score. So really, really happy for him because he's worked really hard. And yeah, scoring a game winner is just a great feeling.
Ibrahim.
Joe, we watched last year, we played several times against them, Bosch. But the quality we saw today, the football we saw, what's the difference between last season and this season?
I just think we're coming into our own. I think last year we were kind of like mashed together a little bit. Like we had 2 weeks before the bubble season. We had a lot of young guys coming into the team. For me, myself, it took me about 10 games to really feel like I was settled. So I think now we're just starting to see like what we could potentially be. Nash coming in as well and wanting to play a certain way, that's really helping us, just being disciplined. But I just think you're seeing a product of a brotherhood, guys who had a year together and then just coming into their own. So yeah, I think that's a bit tonight. But I got to watch the game back as well because I always critique that. But the feeling I have is that we can beat anyone if we're up for the challenge.
The derby win, share the experience or the atmosphere in the dressing change room.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more the fans, to be honest. They've told me we don't care what really happens in the season, just make sure you beat Forge. So something's going on like within the fan atmosphere that they don't like them or they hate us or whatever it is, which we want. We want that type of rivalry when we go there and they come here. So yeah, it's great to beat them because they obviously knocked us out last year and we played them like 7 times last year. So it's nice to get the first win against them.
KJ.
Thanks, mate. Jordan, you have a first-class seat really for that midfield balance today in front of you. You mentioned Martin and what he's brought in terms of how organized you are. But what do you see today in terms of that midfield in front of you and how much more compact and organized you've been this year?
Yeah, I think he's getting the best out of a lot of talent. I think one in particular being number 44, Isaiah Johnson. You could see in previous games he was running free at the 10 and he causes havoc. But then today he had a role where, if you probably listen to his audio, he wasn't the happiest, but he could grind and battle. And I think that's accumulation of many things. That's Martin, but also just him coming into his own. Also think I have a little bit to do with that, a little bit. Roger, leaders on the team as well. But yeah, it's nice. I think you look at today, and if you look at our bench or maybe our guys, you're like, yeah, it's an uphill battle, but we relished it. We said, yeah, like we'll take you on.
I'm sure you have more than just a little bit to do with it. But hey, you were excellent today. So was Dom. Like just another immense performance from Dominic. That's all. What's it like to play next to him?
I love him because he is handsome, but he's also a warrior. And yeah, I think for me, knowing that you have a guy that's gonna battle and grind, just makes my job a little bit easier. Cause yeah, I don't have to clean up so much. I know I could trust him, and we just vibe well together. So he's a gent on and off the pitch.
You can kind of answer yourself too.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
I've always got your back. Ben, over to you.
You played Forge so many times last year. Was going into this game a little boring, seeing the same opponent again, even though it's a new season?
No, not at all. Revenge is sweet, I would say. I think last year towards because we played them our last 3 games. I think you could have taken one of those games off last year. I was like, oh, we're playing them again. But no, this year it's like new team. We're familiar with them. But yeah, I just want to make sure that at the end of the season, like we've beaten them 3 times and maybe drawn once. Like I don't want them to beat us this year at all.
Any other questions in the room, guys? Robin?
I guess your position, you play wherever Martin told you to play, but do you have a preference because you get along so well with Sator, but if I was in the midfield, I'd have more chance of scoring. So if you got to just drop in, everyone's healthy, do you have a preference of where you'd like to play?
That's $1 million question. Well, if you ask my dad, he'll be like, "Oh, play in the middle. I like it." You ask my uncle, he'll say, "Oh, you play in the back. You look so composed." What I basically bring that down to is I'm a 50% footballer. They don't really know where to put me. I'm kind of thrown around. Now, all jokes aside, wherever the team needs me to play, I'm ready to do. There will be times in the season where I have to do a shift in the back, like today.
Yeah.
And if everyone's healthier, maybe I'm feeling youthful, I can play in the middle as well. But honestly, just doing a shift for the team. As long as we're winning and moving forward, that's all I care about. I'd play left back if but I think Absy has that on lock. So yeah.
Yeah, you see that out there. A lot of guys that probably grew up playing against each other from the GTA, and a lot of fantastic talent from this area, all playing in the same field. So, looking for a bit of bragging rights every time they play. So I watch all the games on TV. Being a coach in the league, so knew it was going to be a battle. And it's great to the effort the guys put in, and can't ask for any more from the players.
Ibrahim.
Is this the best game you've seen from your boys in 9 matches?
I don't know if it's the best game. I thought the Cavalry game might be better in some ways, but it was a very good game. And, we battled and defended against arguably the best attacking team in this league currently and over the last few years. So it was a really good game defensively. I was really happy with our structure, and we didn't give them a ton of chances. I thought we created more chances than them. We had a bit of a slow start, gave them a really good chance to open the game. But, after that, I think we settled in. We didn't give them a lot of great chances, and that's a really good attacking team. They put a lot of stress on you because they have a lot of great movement from midfield and their wide players. They interchange really well, and they do it with, really in good positionally so that they don't give a lot of counterattacks away. So they're a very good team, and so I'm just proud of the effort to be able to come away with a win against a team like that.
And the match play squad like a weekend one. Did it play to your advantage and confuse Bobby?
Yeah, I mean, it happens. You injuries will happen with small squads. We don't have big squads, so that happens. But I think that's what this league's about. We started 421 players, Canadians in this game. And 3 of them went the distance. It's what this league's for, right? So it was great to see those guys get minutes and do really well against a great team, and it just add some confidence to the group, and hopefully we can build from it.
If I can ask that, what does this victory do to the team ahead of the trip to the capital to play Athletic in the championship?
Yeah, hopefully it gives us a little bit more confidence. I thought we created some good chances. We're going to go to Ottawa against a team that's really good defensively as well. They don't give away much, So we've got to be at our best to break them down, and they can be really dangerous in the counter. So we've got to be aware at both ends. It's going to be a tough tie, but we're a confident group right now, and we're going to go there and play for the win.
Mitchell's been waiting patiently.
You mentioned in the pre-match press conference that you've seen kind of incremental improvement in your defense in every game. You said, again, this is a big defensive performance, but what were some of those little keys that were so important against, like you mentioned, some of the top attacking teams?
Yeah, I thought structurally we were quite sound. We didn't get exposed too often. We were getting exposed early, I felt. I think down our right side a little bit. And it was just a quick adjustment we had to make because they really do a good job with interchanging. And if you get caught chasing someone instead of staying in your position, they can overload you pretty quick. And they're a good technical team, so it's just fired in, one touch bounce inside, and then you can be at 6s and 7s pretty quick. So once we kind of relayed the message and how we want to sort it out, we got better as the half went on, and we fixed it at halftime. I thought we were really good second half in not allowing them to have many chances.
That knockout punch from Sebastian Gutierrez. Your thoughts on that goal? Obviously, incredible moment.
Unbelievable goal. I haven't actually watched it back. Someone's texted me. I haven't had a chance to watch it back, but unbelievable goal. And my heart went. I don't know where it went when he did that dummy. I was like, just put it in the net, But unbelievable dummy. Great confidence, and that's what we've seen from Seba. He's a clever little player. He's got good technique. He's a good finisher. I thought the one earlier on he was going to put just inside the post, but just went wide. Unbelievable composure in that moment to sidestep the keeper and sold me for dummy as well. So great finish.
Coach, we see two different teams, one on the first half and one on the second half. As usual, you usually bring Richie. And sometimes, what happened this time that you were, I bet, kind of close to change Gutierrez? Why you keep him on this for the full game?
I wasn't going to sub Seba early. Maybe later on, I didn't know if he'd last because he hasn't had a lot of 90 minutes. He keeps getting subbed, but he was having a good performance. He battles and works hard. And I think with a short bench today and some of the guys on the bench, like Williams only trained for 10 days. So I didn't, it was a bit iffy putting him on even at the end. So we had, two helpers sitting on the bench too. So it was, and I put a left back at left wing to see out the game. So, I had to be careful with my subs a little bit in this game, just with the injuries we have. But just proud of the group and great performance. Austin I think he got 40 minutes tonight. So he's now at a stage that he's able to start games and because we can get him now to 45. So it's that slower increments with him. Fantastic player, and he's had an unbelievable attitude. But we want to do what's right by him, whether he thinks he's ready to play today. We got to slowly bring him back into the fold because we don't want to injure him, bringing him back in.
Do you think by the next game, are you going to bring the three of them together? Rosario, Richie.
I haven't thought that far, to be honest. I'm enjoying the moment now, but they're I thought Lowell, to be fair, had a great performance playing out of position in a way. I asked him to do a job as a left winger, and he battled and fought and gave everything he had. And I was at halftime. I didn't know if he was going to make it past 60 minutes, and then I'm looking at him, and he just kept battling, putting his head down. I thought it was like maybe an underrated performance by a lot of people, but he put a shift in and he was big for the team today.
What do you tell the other coach from Forge? I saw you approaching him at one moment. Did you tell him something to make him feel like not upset?
Yeah, I got a great relationship with Bobby. He's been a fantastic coach in this league. He's a great guy. We just coaches talk. I don't know what I said to him at the time, to be honest, right now. But I thought he's got a great team and he's done amazing first 3 years. And they're a team that, if you ask me now, they'll be near the top of the table at the end of the league at the end of the year if I had to bet.
Martin, mentioning that, how big of it, I mean, obviously every win is important, but
Mhm.
how big of a reference point is it for those players to instill that belief that now you beat Forge, that in the future, not only do you beat them and you play them, but any other time you play another team, that's a reference point now that they're obviously competing with the best.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought I really think highly of this Forge team and some of the players they have, and their movement is arguably the best in the league at times, and how they move, and it's not just the movement, that how smart they are in covering each other, so they don't leave a lot of gaps. I thought we exploited every little gap we could in the second half, but it's a great barometer for the group, especially early in the season against a team that's coming off I know they had almost a 2-week break, but they had a 3-0 win coming off. So a confident group and a really good side that we know we now can compete with. I know we've done it in the past, but every year is different. So it's a good yardstick for us.
And just a quick follow-up from me. Hard to bring out individuals, but Zator was absolutely immense at the back. How important was it that you didn't get deeper? Because a lot of teams against Forge, when they have so much possession, just get so much deeper. But you guys have kept your line defensively pretty well.
Yeah, it's big, and especially with Jordan stepping in, who did a great job last year too at center back, but not being a natural center back for Zats and him to hold the line as well. And Zats is fantastic player. I think he's one of the top center backs in this league, both in possession, out of it, and he's an athlete. He's a leader out there, and we needed both of them today, and they did a great job of holding that line, not dropping too deep. And because if you drop deep against Forge, they'll just pick you apart in the pockets. They're that good. So it was a great performance by both of them, and I thought our two midfielders, Isaiah, who's been playing higher, dropping deeper today, I thought he was outstanding with Noah in stopping that space and when the ball came into midfield to press as well. So I can't speak highly enough about the performance of the guys and the mentality of them to see out that game.